Fine. I'm okay waiting. I'm live. It's a good start. Let's try this again. Attempt number 2. I think we're just going to have to live with the worst sound from now on, guys. Okay, let's go here. I'm on TalkBack, so my ability to get through which pages is sketchy at best. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We'll find out. Okay, we have sound. It's terrible sound. Here I am. Okay. I tried a really weird, obscure trick off of a blog about correcting YouTube live sound problems, and it didn't work. So I think we just gotta let it go. Yes. Also, I need you on Discord, my dear. I thought maybe it was my VDA. So I tried leaving that off entirely, which of course makes filling in the screens interesting. But it's not, guys. It just refuses to acknowledge my microphone driver anymore, so I'm not sure. I do have one other alternative option I can go towards, but that's going to require a bit of programming on the back end. So for the moment, poor Asa is your filter for chat. Don't upset her. She's the boss. And we're going to make do, and we'll do what we can for podcast. So hello to everyone floating in chat. I see little bubbles happening there. Got people coming in. Hello. We've got a podcast. Let's do some things, shall we? Ooh. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Karen. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Jen. Delightful side note, Karen, for audio sounding, talkback, and BDA, you're Karen. Why? I don't know, but that's how they pronounce your name, love. Everybody else, not as fancy. I have water here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay. I know it looks really well lit. I opened up the blinds, so hopefully we've eliminated the line light issue that you get from modern lights. But it means there's no lights on in the office, so we're doing this all by touch today. What are you going to do, you know? Life is what it is. Oh, I need to. The tiny overlord is at my feet. She is upset because I have denied her snackies. So we are currently in trouble with our tiny dictator. There's always an adventure. 9 times out of 10 it's tech. And, to be honest, we all know we're here to watch me try things and perchance not do very well at them. Let's talk about things I worked on this week. Oh, Jude, love. Don't forget to email me if you want to jump in on the testnet. Because of your extenuating circumstances, you are a special case and you will not have a deadline to get it done by. Okay, let's talk sweaters. As the title suggests, there's a lot of sweater talk to do today because why work on things that have deadlines when I can work on things that don't have deadlines? Yeesh, let me tell you. I've been making some progress on my Wood Rose sleeve. Do I wish it was more sleeve length? Sure, but I mean, I got long arms, right? Everybody remembers we're making the second Wood Woes out of some I Am Borg color from Aaron of Fireweed Fiber Co. I need to do a thing here. Oh, yes, Jude, you're right. We're always trying to enable me into a lot of things. No. Oh, I didn't want you to go down. I wanted you to go up. Oh, no, you're going to make me do this. Ha ha ha! Talkback buttons are weird. Weird, I tell you, people. Weird. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I don't like you today. Talkback. Stop misbehaving. Swears. All right. That's okay, Jude. Mostly because I know Like if you want to join in later, that's totally fine. I know for you and for me, we will hit physical boundaries that just say no, and we have no control over when that happens. So I don't want to not give you the opportunity to test it, even though I know that you might have to put it down for 6 months and not work on it. And that's fine, because again, you're not choosing that. You haven't let things get away from you. You physically have hit a restriction that there's nothing you can do about. So I don't mind. Be like me getting mad at myself when I can't focus enough to do stuff on the internet or to communicate or to reply to emails or stuff. When my focus is that bad, I'm not safe to cook food in my own kitchen. So it's a struggle bus to eat, never mind to do anything else. So you'll never get any flack from me if you need to take a break for a physical reason, my dear. You don't choose these things. As you can see, we're still on sleeve 1, but we have made some significant progress on the wood woes here. I'm going to say we're almost elbow length. So now we got to make a decision. Do we commit to finishing the sleeve? Tristan of Dragonhorde sleeves tend to be fairly fitted. I like a fitted sleeve, so for me, this is pretty normal. Or do I finish it off at the elbow, give myself 2 inches of ribbing, and move on to the next sleeve? I already have a wood woes that is full length sleeved. It's my Northern Cardinal one. So this is my Borg one. So I could do an elbow length sleeve. It would get the sweater done faster. So there is a perk to that decision. And if we're honest, while I love a full sleeve, the very first thing I do is push my sleeves up to my elbows. It would mean that this sweater wouldn't be great under winter coats. It would be great late spring when I just want to wear a shawl or something and run out the door. So there is that. And it would be better in like workplace office situations where a full length sleeve, even in a fingering weight sweater, is almost too heavy for me. So I have been thinking about maybe making these just a straight elbow length sleeve. Now, I mean, when I say elbow, for me, it's going to be past the elbow because I want the extra coverage you get by going past. So it wouldn't end like right at my elbow. It'd be down around here. That's where I like an elbow length sleeve to end. So like I would have 2 inches of ribbing past my elbow. So that's the thought I had this morning, where I was like, it would shorten the time frame for completion, and it would give me a slight variation off the first wood woes. So I was like, I'm podcasting today. I will propose the question to the public. We'll see what the public thinks. Oh my goodness. What did I miss? Ooh, finished socks. Love it. Elbow. That is my thought, right? Like I'd have a wood woes that I could wear until like almost the end of May when we start hitting 40 degrees Celsius, and then clothes want to be an option. But you're with me, right? Like an elbow length sleeve lengthens the time I can wear the sweater into the season. An elbow length sleeve doesn't annoy me. I'm used to the full length sleeve because my brain goes, if it's elbow length, you are going to do that whole, okay. For anybody who's lived in a country where it gets cold enough that you have to wear multiple layers, if your sleeves don't come to your wrists and you put your sleeve in a coat, your sleeve rides up your arm, right? Then you're doing that whole, like, how far can you shove your hand up the sleeve to like grab your, like in your coat sleeve to grab your sweater sleeve to pull it down? That drives me up the wall. An elbow length sleeve is fine, so long as I don't ever plan on putting that sweater in a coat. And for me, it doesn't seem to matter what coat. It doesn't matter what coat. It has to be a full length sleeve or no sleeve. There's no in between. Otherwise, it drives me by. Like I will fidget like a toddler on sugar if my sleeve is bunched up in my coat sleeve. I can't do it. But if this wood woes is strictly for like a spring shawl dress skirt situation, and it's not meant for coat wearing, like to be put on underneath a coat in the heavier seasons, then an elbow length sleeve is fine. Won't bother me in the slightest. So that just becomes the thing. Where am I committing to sticking this wood woes? Because the elbow length sleeve reduces my options to wear it later in the colder season, because I can't pull the sleeve down. Where a full length sleeve, I can just push it up to my elbows, right? See where I'm coming from here. So there is a trade-off we would be making if we did this. But keep in mind that if we go elbow length, then I can commit to finishing the wood woes by the end of January and getting it off the needles, because it's a significantly shorter amount of sleeve knitting. Because it just is. It just is, right? All right. So let's percolate on that for a thought for a second, but I'm tempted so much to just elbow length sleeve it and call it done and get the sweater off the needles. It's not like it's the last wood woes I'll ever make. The wood woes is very quickly for me becoming just like a staple t-shirt sweater pattern that I like having on the go, mostly because it's beautifully designed, it fits me really well, and I enjoy having sweaters that work great with variegated yarns. Then the yarn does all of the fun work and hard work for me, and I can just knit a nice basic sweater. So I don't think it's my last wood woes. We might go elbow. We might go elbow. Okay, next sweater. Maybe? Yes. Go over here. No. Okay, it's fine. Yeeks. We're gonna pretend that's stable. Next sweater. I had to put them on the floor. They're really big. Whoops, where's my ball? Whoops. I know, wouldn't it just be good to have the sweater done? Just done. You caked the skeins for your 2-week sweater today? Ooh, I finally decided on a 2-week sweater. Does that count? Does that get me close? I'm going to pick the yarn for both of the sweaters for the February sweater challenge this week. So that way I can get everything swatched and ready to go for the first. And we can go, what is this ball of yarn doing? I have been working on my crochet cardigan for the Crochet Club's sweater this month. For everybody who's joining me and Louise for Zoom calls once a month to encourage and expand our crocheting habits, is a sweater. So it could be a pullover, it could be a cardigan, just needed to be some sort of winter top torso garment situation. I struggled a little bit to find a pattern that would work. But you found the sweater. Lovely. Oh, and you found yarn for the oh god, you guys are just nailing it out of the park today. I took a bit and I had to ask Asa for help with the 2-week sweater, but we finally narrowed it down and we got to one decision for both. Back to this month's sweater. I've been working on the herringbone cardigan by Hey Crochet with Carrie. It's called the herringbone cardigan here on Ravelry. It does have a Gaelic name on her blog. No, I do not know how to pronounce it. No. Oh, did you even find a pattern yet? For a lot of people, the crochet cardigan takes. It sounds so fast because your brain goes, well, just do a worsted weight. Crochet works quick. You're still making a sweater. It's still a fair bit of work. I am not done my 70 rows of body construction for the herringbone cardigan. It's motoring. We're making progress. I'm just about done another ball, so we're just about ready to attach another ball of powdered sugar yarn here. I have been keeping track in 10-row increments because I don't want to count all the time. I just want to count chunks of 10. So I've got 10, 20, we're over 30. We might even be at 35 rows. So I might be at the halfway point. I have not been putting as much work into this as I need to be putting into this. It's not the sweater's fault. It's my fault. Nobody's fault but my own. But I know that this is the hardest part. This is the part that drags for me for shrug sweaters or cocoon sweaters. It's that chunk of body knitting that you have to do when you're not close enough you can see the end, but you're far enough away from the cast on that you're in the trenches. You're in the trenches for your creation, and your body and your brain goes, I will never finish this. This will be on my hook for the rest of my life. Not accurate, but that's what your brain thinks. And sometimes, let's be honest, our brains are special and they don't make any logical sense. And you end up phoning your mom and asking to have her confirm that you're not dying because you've coughed. And this is not a medieval drama period drama. So you're not going to die of, TB in the next episode. Okay. pull a stitch out here loose. Am I still loving the herringbone stitch? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This herringbone stitch is in my brain pan. It is comfortable. It's relaxing. I'm doing this in the morning before I've had coffee or tea, and after I've done my yoga, and I'm listening to the morning radio. So no thinking is required. No thinking is required. Once you've got the stitch, what do we call it? I want to say stitch. Once you have the crochet stitch in your brain pan, it's there. It's an easy recall and it works great. I just need to somehow convince myself that if I can push long enough, I can get to row 50. The rest of this will fly. I just need to get over that hump where I'm not far enough in to see the end, but I'm far enough away from the cast on. I'm no longer riding that yarn fume high we all get when we cast on something new. And I have to stay away from Asa and her suggestions for patterns because she's getting both of us into trouble at this point. However, I still have the optimistic hope that I will be done this shrug before the end of the month. Could be a pipe dream. Could be a pipe dream, but who knows? I find for me, it varies. Like I'll reach for my knitting in winter first and my crochet first in the summer. I'll do both hobbies. The one I want to sort of integrate into the mix is spinning because I look at my spinning and then I reach for something else. And I'm like, but I enjoy the spinning when I'm doing it. I just don't pick it up to work on. It's a problem. For everybody keeping count, that's 2 sweaters. And the title of today's podcast is 1 sweater, 2 sweaters, 3 sweaters, 4. So let's keep going. What was everybody else working on this week? Guys, it's been a week since we checked in. How is the crafting going? Asa, you were absolutely trouble. Asa. Did we not accidentally talk ourselves into 2 Stephen West sweaters and a shawl and or blanket yesterday? Asking for a friend? I was working, guys. I was behaving. I was doing my work for the Choose Your Own Sweater stuff and making some final decisions and stressing the ever-loving snot out of stuff like you do at this stage in the process. Also was like, I'm sending links. She was trying to distract me. She's trying to distract with the marled, scrappy sweaters. It's like she knows my weakness. You guys. Guys, she was trying to derail me. I mean, she did derail me. I may have added 3 things to my cart to purchase from Ravelry as soon as I can do it. All right. Now, have I been missing things? Probably. Jen, you were saying that you hadn't found a pattern yet. Do you have like an idea of what you're thinking about, or are you just sort of feeling meh about the options you've seen? No, I think it's a wheelhouse. Toasty leg warmers. Listen, Jude, I love a leg warmer. Toasty. I made those yoga leg warmers last year. They're out of white yarn, unshockingly. They had a little cuff foot section, and then they had a big old hole where your heel would go, and then they came up your, I obviously had it at length for my legs, but whatever. And I've been wearing those. While I read at night in a cool bedroom before I go to bed, like I'm 92. And yeah, it's been so nice. All right, sweater number 3 is my Christmas stripe sweater. You may have discovered on Instagram this week, I took a photo that said, hey, look, I discovered why I haven't, how to phrase it? I discovered why the striped Christmas sweater wasn't working for me. And that's because I had to wind yarn. We hit the wall. You know that when you're like, I'll go back and I'll wind more yarn for this project later vibe, which you know is a lie. You know it's a lie when you say it, but you do it anyway. I hit that wall. I got to the end of the inch I've been knitting in my pink here, because again, the body's, oh my God, I got so much sweater going on. You guys don't remember, this is the Saturday morning sweater pattern. And instead of making it color blocked, I'm doing 1-inch stripes of the pink, brown, red, gingerbread colorway from Arcane Fiberworks. And I'm pairing it with 3 inches of purple Barocco vintage DK. All these yarns are held double to get to the worsted weight of the Saturday morning sweater. It is boxy, it is oversized. And I got here, and then my brain went, you don't have any more purple wound up. That's why you put the sweater sleeve down, because you had to go wind yarn. And I don't know what it is about winding yarn, but it never happens mid-project with any sort of enthusiasm. But at the start of the project, oh yeah, you'll totally wind up yarn to cast on. I don't know. It's what my brain does. However, it's okay. We did it. We persevered. We wound more yarn. So we are ready to flip to purple. I have no excuse to not have these sleeves done next week. Even if I'm still working on the wood, like even if I decide to do the wood woes for full length sleeves, and I'm heavily leaning to elbow length at this point, this is a worsted weight sleeve. It's a worsted weight fitted sleeve on a 5mm needle. Like, it's a tight sleeve. It's meant to be dense and tight and really fitted. Even at my arm length, that does not take that long. That does not take that long. I should conceivably be able to get the Saturday morning sweater done and finish at least one sleeve of the wood woes. Definitely finish a sleeve of the wood woes if I go elbow length. I think, you know what? Let's commit. We're going to do elbow length for the wood woes. Let's go elbow length. Let's have something a little bit different. Let's get some flippin' finishes done. However, it means the sweater's still living in this bag. I'm going to have leftover yarn. I'm going to have a full skein, if not 2 skeins of leftover DK in the purple, and I might possibly have a full leftover skein of the gingerbread colorway. So I might have to make like a DK white cowl or some sort of situation to use up the last of the yarn. Because I can. Good sweaters this week. I don't have time to work on sweaters this week. I got other stuff I gotta do. Yikes. What am I looking at here? Crazy stuff. Yeah. We're gonna go elbow length. I need to get some stuff done. Jen, I can feel your frustration. I have stash yarn. I know what I have in my stash for sweater quantities. My problem is I can't commit to a pattern. The patterns I want aren't patterns I own. So it leaves me in a bit of a bind. Hopefully you can find some time though and go through, Jen, and take a look at your stuff and you find something that really works for you, because it feels so good. It feels so good to be able to pull out of your stash and go, you're going to be perfect for this. And to be fair, we'll talk about the 2 sweaters for the February challenge here in a hot second, and you'll understand why I leaned towards them and why we've picked them. Sandy, I love that you're working on tests and swatches and stuff. If you've got any more questions, there is a Ravelry group thread for the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater knitters for the test knitters to go to. And yes, also, I know I've got a reply I got to go make for that stuff. I don't know when it'll happen, but it'll happen today before I go to bed. I've got company coming over. We'll see how it goes. So much. Sleeves do take twice as long as they reasonably should. It is a pain in the butt. It is a pain in the butt. Oh, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? Nope. Oh, wait. I tapped the wrong part of my screen. No. I need more patterns is what I think it is. So we're going to talk about the last sweater. And guys, shh. Secret. Don't tell Louise. We all know she doesn't watch. She's usually on grandma duty Sunday afternoon, which is like totally fair, like be on grandma duty. Like enjoy your grandkids, enjoy your family time, enjoy the stuff that you got to do with your life. But I know that means she doesn't really watch live, and I know her schedule is even crazier than mine, so she doesn't watch. So I wasn't going to show you till it was finished. I was going to like totally lock down secret it, but I trust you guys not to spoil the surprise, right? Down low, we're not telling Louise. I think we all registered the fact that she was so excited about the Hexie cardigan. I don't think she's put any work into it. I think we've hit that wall where she wants to do it, but she doesn't have the time. So my brain, being the evil little chaos gremlin that it is, went, what if I just started and finished a Hexie cardigan in like 2 weeks? On top of everything else I'm doing, why don't I just randomly cast on, say, yesterday morning, while her and Cheryl were podcasting for the Fiber Friends, and why don't I just, just whip it up, just whip up a quick cardigan, right? Like, yeah, can't be that hard. This is how I get into trouble. And yes, also, this is what I was working on this yesterday before I got onto the computer yesterday to do other work, because that's the kind of human I am. But I woke up this morning and I went, you know what? I don't have to keep secrets from you guys. You guys got me covered. You're not going to tell. And I happen to have 2 anniversary Karen cakes in my collection right now. So someone grabbed her 9mm hook yesterday morning at 8:04 a.m. her time, because that's when they started really when she hopped onto the podcast to watch Cheryl and Louise yesterday, and may have cast it on a hexagon cardigan. Pattern? No. I've made hexagon cardigans in the past. I'm not using a pattern. We're winging it. However, hang on, I gotta lean off screen. Oh my god, it's so big. Ugh. This is the thing. This is Jude, you're with me. Her face is, when you pull out surprises, is so good. It's so like my brain goes, I think we need to do it. Do I have time? No, guys, I don't. Also, Mom, if you're watching, this is all stuff you need to immediately executively dump out of your head and completely forget you've seen, because I'm sending this home with you, because I don't need another hexagon cardigan, but I know your shoulders and my shoulders are the same length shoulders. However, if you could measure the length of your arm from under your arm to your wrist, like your eldest daughter would appreciate that. That'd be great. Thanks. You could just text me that if you're watching. I'll know if she's watching because I'll get a text. If I don't, she's not watching. However, it's bulky on a 9mm. It's bulky on a 9mm hook. Guys, it's bulky on a 9mm hook. It took me 2 hours yesterday to make the first big half chunk. First big half chunk. Now, hexagon cardigans suffer from a very large problem, and that is the sleeves tend to be too freaking wide. So I stopped when I had a nice elbowish length sleeve that wasn't super fitted and wasn't super loose. I am going to seam this top shoulder seam up, and I'm going to recreate this same shape for the other side. And I know my two back pieces will not touch in the middle of my back. And that's okay. Once I have my shoulder seams seamed up on both sides, we are going to, and I gotta stop a couple stitches. Like, I won't be seaming all the way to the edge. We'll probably seam up to the last 3 here so we can have like a little front opening situation. Once that's done, I'm going to crochet granny stitch stripe down the middle to close the gap in the back, so I have a comfortable shoulder width across my back. It doesn't need to be much. It's probably like 2, maybe 3 rows. Then I will have a fully completed cropped sweater. Here's where it gets fun. Once we're at the cropped sweater stage, I can lengthen the sleeves without adding any width to the sleeves, because I'll be doing the granny cluster stitch in the round, or ribbed, or I'll be just doing some single crochet, calling it done and leaving it whatever length it is. Haven't made that decision yet. Got to talk to them all. Then once I've done that, I can weigh out what I have left in yarn, because again, we're working with one Karen cake. One Karen cake I got on sale from Michael's at the end of the season. I'm not finding another in this colorway. I'm not finding another in this colorway. So we've got to work with what we got. But if I keep in mind how many grams it takes to do a single crochet edge border around the whole, like the bottom hem of the cardigan and the side fronts of the cardigan, just to tidy up all the edges. I can then add length to the bottom, like to the body of the cardigan. So that is something I've discovered for hexagon cardigans that work best for me, is to make it big enough that it fits comfortably over my sleeve, my arm, my shoulder section, and then make a second the same way, and then fill in a back panel piece and add length. It's a better fit for me. It's a better style. It's the way I prefer to do it. And it doesn't make such a bulky, oversized, really big sleeve situation, which I like the look of better. Nothing wrong with the boxy hexagon cardigan as is. It works great if that works for your style and if that works for how you like to do construction methods. This is a bit of a fiddly method for constructing, but it makes me happier. So I have the first big chunk done in 2 hours. I have started my second chunk. So I'm going to trust you guys to keep this secret. We've still got a lot of yarn left, so we're still doing okay. But I would really like to, on the Zoom call or Zoom call or the first Friday night check-in in February, one of the two, I would like to pull this out and startle Louise with a finish. To be fair, I'm making this and I'm making it for my shoulder length, and I wouldn't be able to get the length that I would want for a full length cardigan. That's why it's probably going to go to my mom, because I can make a regular human sized body length and that fits her great. So it might just be photos of a finished thing that's already left the province. But right now, that's my plan, is to surprise Louise with a hexagon cardigan and a herringbone cardigan. Like, I've not given up on the pipe dream of actually having my actual crochet cardigan done at the end of the month. I want to just start the end of 2026 January month and have a great sort of finish in January under my belt, you know. But that's the plan. That's the plan. So and let's be honest, I love shock on people's faces when I just like pull out a whole thing and it's finished. So like, we know that's the top of my brain is like, the moment you're done podcasting, you've got company coming over, but we sit and chat. And one of the guys coming over is a crocheter. So like, him and I will crochet while we're chatting. So I'm kind of like, I feel like, I need to absolutely. Hi, Mom. Hi, niece. I have the measurements I need. Thank you. Well, I don't want to make the sleeve too long. Yeah, well, I made the first hexi cardigan, and that was my problem. Like, the sleeves were big, and like, let's be honest, guys, I can do a kimono sleeve. Like, I can do a dramatic sleeve, but it's kind of incredibly impractical at that full length without super cinching it in with some ribbing, and then you've got this big old bell sleeve. I mean, what I did was super cinch it in with some ribbing and have a big old bell sleeve, but a big old bell granny crochet sleeve gets... This thing gets caught in something. I get caught in doorknobs. My sleeve gets caught in doorknobs. It is dramatic. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. I so rarely wear it because I get stuck in everything with it. And I was like, this can't be the only way to have a hexagon cardigan, because the construction method is really cool. Also, Mom, do you want full length sleeves or elbow length sleeves? Now that I have your measurements, because I could just cut it in half for elbows. Probably want full sleeves. What am I talking about? My mom wants full length sleeves. Fine. But if I construct the hexagon cardigan so that it fits in my sleeve area the way I want it to fit, not be too big, and then just add length just to the back panel sections, then all I'm doing is adding length in the sleeve and the round and length in the body. It's granny stitch, custers. I know how to work a granny stitch at this point. I'm very comfortable with granny stitches and stripes and the round and squares and hexagons and the occasional 5-sided, the creation that I don't know what I was doing. I can do them solid. I can do them in the classic cluster. Like granny square is a granny square is a granny square. A granny stripe is a granny stripe. The granny stitch is a granny stitch. It's in my brain. I am partial to a half double. So I've struggled sometimes because I've done a round and then realized half of my round was half double crochet, not double crochet. That happens to me a lot. But I suspect that's just because I'm in love with the half double crochet. But doesn't that make more sense? Oh, Mom wants elbow length, guys. That's even faster. That's even faster. Oh, I like it. Okay, good. Short and look, we are so doing a crochet hexagon cardigan on Louise. And I spent all this time going, I don't need another one. I don't. It's good. It has a home to go to. This is great. And it's acrylic, so my mom can throw it in the washer and dryer. It's the same yarn as the niece's bedspread. Mom, that's the kind of yarn you're getting. Because that's what it is. Because that's where the podcast anniversary blanket from last year became my niece's birthday present. And I have been told that it is a good blanket. It works well. So it's a granny strip cardigan. A hexagon is really, really easy. Just lengthen your middle panel. And then lengthen your... I mean, because it's variegated yarn, we're going to have some fun color situations going on, which I'm really going to enjoy. But single crochet on the edges. Yeah, essentially. The only difference or differential I'm making is that instead of crocheting on the 3 sides only to lengthen the back at the same time as we lengthen the length, is I want to adjust the back to the specific shoulder width first, and then I want to add length, because those can be 2 different measurements on people. So I'm adding a layer of complexity for fit purposes is what it is. So you can definitely just do it till it's the width of your shoulders and then do your 3 sides to it. I find I am orders of magnitude longer in length than I ever am in width. So I would have to go from all 6 sides to 3 sides to just the bottom length anyway. So for me, it's easier to just do the initial hexagon squares as 2 side pieces, connect my back, and then add my length. My brain doesn't struggle bus it quite so badly to just break it up a little bit. And it's crochet. I crochet in my ends as I go. So when I'm done this cardigan, I will have one end to weave in. The final end from the last bit of my edging. That'll be my ends to weave in, because I weave in as I go. So it's fine. It'll work okay for me. But you can, if you don't have as much as of a differential between your shoulder width and your finished length as I tend to have for a lot of standardized patterns, it could work great to just do the 3 sides after you've created your sleeve width and go from there. Like, that might be a perfect fit for a lot of people. For me, not so much, but that's a height ratio fit situation. And that's fine. Human bodies are weird. Maybe you have super narrow shoulders and a super narrow frame set, and by the time you get the sleeve length you want, your back piece connects and you just need to add length. So it's a human bodies are weird situation. You're so close. 3 rounds? That's nothing. You can do that. 3 rounds is easy. I mean, having said that, put on a pot of tea or coffee and, settle in, grab a cookie. We need snacks like raccoons. We have to snack all the time. Snack. Be a snacker. Can you tell I want to have a snack? Can you tell I haven't had lunch? I wonder if I can sneak lunch in, maybe. Either way, I worked on 4 sweaters this week. And none of those sweaters were my sister's mittens. I'm going to be in so much trouble when the family gets together at the end of the month and none of the stuff's done. I can already hear my sister's eye roll. I can already hear it, guys. Did I dare bind off the sock? No. I have not had human company. And at the time of day where I could attempt to bind off a sock, I don't count when the boys come over to play Magic in the evening. My eyes are too tired to attempt it then. So maybe I try that this afternoon when the guys are over and we're chatting and playing board games. That could work. Could work. Oh no. You just the moment, it's kind of mortifying to get stuck. Oh, and you got stuck on the poor dude's belt buckle? Oh, dear. Like, in hindsight, it's a story. Like, you can tell about it. But, like, in the moment, oh, man. Oh, man. Oops. Yeah. Okay. And, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? You try to be as polite as possible because you didn't mean for it to happen. He didn't mean for it to happen. The universe was just sassing you. However, yeah, no. Sleeves get stuck in things, and especially if they're nice, big, bold sleeves, or it's a beautiful lace decorative piece. Like, it just ups your odds of getting stuck. I'm sure I can hear the eye roll. I can hear the eye roll. I know. It's a thing. I'm going to continue to live in my pipe dream world where I have enough time and enough visual focus to get everything I want to get done. It's great. Please feel free to start laughing at me now. Let's talk 2-week sweater challenge in February, because that's coming up like really fast. The February challenge for the crochet group is head accessory situations. So, hats, beanies, toques, snoods, headbands. You get the idea. Balaclavas. I have to be careful, or I don't say balaclava. I say the dessert, which is baklava. And my brain will interchangeably put those words on me. I mean the hat face cover situation, not the tasty dessert made of phyllo dough. Oh dear. Oh, there is a delight that has to exist for parents, Nikki, of watching teenagers try to interact with their younger siblings. There has to be a sense of joy in that for you. I, as the elder sibling, am just you can hear the sigh of having a younger sibling out of my face. But I'm sure my sister got a kick out of doing it at me. I'm sure my sister got a kick out of doing it at me. Listen. Also, how close are we to starting a Stephen West sweater neither one of us have time for? Or that shawl? I was looking at yarn last night for that shawl, ma'am. The only thing holding me back from that shawl is that I don't have a neutral fingering weight in enough of a neutral fingering weight in a solid dark color to do it. But like this Stephen West cardigan, I got single 1/0 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I have many. Just pull out the colors I like and go. I cannot. I need to work on these things. I need to prep for the 2-week sweater challenges. I have the 2 sweaters I want to work on in February for the 2-week sweater challenge. We have the knitted one, which is up first. It's going to be, Winter Woods by Sesco, right? Winter Woods. I think it's Winter Woods. It's a worsted weight color work circular yoke sweater. It is very specifically to replace a worsted weight commercial sweater that I have had for many years. The sweater was old enough to go to, its school by itself by the time it died. So that sweater owes me nothing. But I do have a hole in my winter wardrobe that the Winter Woods sweater is going to fill. So I have done worsted weight sweaters in 2 weeks before. So for me, the challenge is going to be not necessarily to super speed knit, but to do a 2-week sweater that I know I can accomplish while working on other things at the same time, because I have done a 2 weeks worsted weight sweater in 2 weeks while also creating other things. So that is my first one. The crochet a sweater in 2 weeks came off a suggestion from Nikki when Louise and I were chatting, and Nikki said that she had for a while now. She does the 2-week sweater that's knitted, and then she flips and does a 2-week crochet sweater. And me and Louise really liked the idea, and it's not hard to talk us into things. We're both like, oh, that's shiny, let's go do that. So my reality, while it does involve the news once a day, involves naps, snacks, and if it's been a kind of day where pants are a chore, 2 desserts, one at lunch and one at dinner. I I believe in self-care. I believe in self-care. Whether that's calling my mom and asking questions like, can I make banana bread in a cake pan? To to going, you know what? You know what? I'm putting hot chocolate mix in my coffee today because I deserve a mocha. And for no other reason than I got up and got dressed. That's just what it's. I got a there's a Instagram real gentleman that I watch. He teaches us. He teaches theater to small elementary school kids, like kindergarten through grade 7. And he always does his things where when he's done, he goes, "Find your joy," and I'm like, "Yep, I'm finding my joy." Sometimes it's brushing my cat's fur backwards so she gets annoyed at me. Sometimes it's making mocha coffee. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get through the day, guys. What Stephen was questing, or me and also not doing. So, oh my god, that was not being kind. It was not being kind. It was not being kind. She was distracting me. Me and Asa both like the look of painted bricks and what's the other one? The marled one. Uh-oh. Did I tell you guys I changed my anti-allergy medication at the end of December? If it feels like I'm having more moments of sheer pretty, you are not imagining things. The brain fog from the med change is absolutely killing me. Uh, what's the other show? What's the other cardigan name? Also, I know one's the painted bricks one, which we both really like. Some sort of coast? No, I don't remember the blanket and shawl name, but I got those ones saved because those need to happen. Not the blanket, but the shawl. I just saved the blanket because it was pretty. Oh, coffee with hot cocoa. And a Cool Whip. Sounds so good. Now, did I miss anything? Nope, I don't think so. Let's talk about. Stop. I hate you. Talk back. You're killing me. I keep getting distracted by Stephen West sweaters. It's because they're shiny and they're new and I want to cast them on. Stay focused. You gotta talk about your crochet cardigan. I'm gonna make the coffee shop cardigan. It is a crochet pattern. It is DK weight. It is, I think, said top down, no, bottom up seamless. So obviously I'm working on the front and the back. Like I'm working on the front panels and the back panel at the same time. So it's going to be another herringbone situation. The rows are going to be quite long. It works in a multitude of colors. So the initial image that you see is obviously a lovely lady wearing the cardigan. And it's got the color they went with was thin colored stripes with a white color in between them. She used different single skeins of DK white yarn, and the consistent between all of it was the white. Rain or shine. That's the other Stephen West. Thank you. It's marled with fingering held double. Guys, how much do I love a marled? How much do I love a marled? We know I'm so tempted by the marled. Coffee shop cardigan. Coffee shop cardigan. Because it's bottom up, because it's DK weight, I've got 2 base color options. I can go white with colored stripes or I can go gray with colored stripes. I'm not going to make the decision on the colored stripes and the white versus gray until me and Erin get a chance to hang out, because I'm going to use the last of last year's DK weight yarn club that I have in the Jurassic Park colors to go into that cardigan. So the background color will be gray or white depending on what would look best with the colors I've got left in that DK weight yarn. And I might throw in maybe January's and February's yarn club from this year's yarn club colorway, which is Bob Burgers themed. And the puns, you guys, they're so good. Okay. Really well named. I can't wait to show you. However, I'm going to wait to make the decision on color so I talk to Erin so that, we have the designer's input. mostly because, let's be honest, she knows colors better than I do. She knows colors better than I do, and when she comes here, we come to visit, I can be like, okay, we got a really big problem on our hands, and I can show her the pattern, and I'll be like, but I don't know what colors to pick, and then she will go, oh, got you covered, and she'll just wander in here, and it'll just like come together in like 60 seconds flat, and she'll lay it out, she'll debate, and then it'll be done, and it will look great, and I will have had to do no work whatsoever. So I'm like, okay, we'll pick colors for the coffee shop cardigan later. I already know I want to use the green worsted weight acrylic Pound of Love that I got just after Christmas, and the white for the winter woods. So the green will be the main body, and then the white will be the color work, mostly because I have a lot of white winter clothes. I have a lot of white winter clothes. I have a lot of white clothes. So I want to put some colors in. So at least colors are decided and the patterns have been picked. So now I just need to get swatching done before the 1st, because it's going to be a tight deadline. I will be casting on the 1st of February, and I only have till the 14th to get the winter woods done. And then on the 15th, I have to immediately start the crochet cardigan. Now remember, guys, the Choose Your Own Adventure sweater test knit's going on at the same time, and I have to knit 2 more versions of that sweater still on top of everything else I've already previously knit for the sweater. So I have 3 sweaters to be working on in February. So these January sweaters can't exist next month. They have to be dealt with on top of family Christmas gifts. However, I just heard in my ear that one of the 2 people coming over from company is on his way, and he's only about 15 minutes out. So we gotta wrap it up. I gotta go get the kettle turned on for tea. I got boys coming over to chat about anime, board games, and the fact that it's been a long time since the 3 of us were coworkers, and we're still hanging out all the time. So I'm going to say I'm sorry we had all the technical difficulties to get the podcast. I'm glad you guys made it. We're going to bypass the fancy microphone for a while until I can sort of maybe try to figure out another way to get a YouTube live streaming running through things. And then we will say until next week, stay crafty, you guys. Stay safe. Take naps. Eat snacks. I'm Jocelyn. This is the Northern Knits Podcast. And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to craft. Quick, guys, where's my button to end the stream? Oh, no, I had to shrink my screen. Is that the right button?